Good morning, you sexy mo. It's Mix coming at you from Jersey. Beautiful day. Everything is good in the hood. We had a good weekend. This weekend I bought my first chainsaw. I look like a lumberjack in the back of my house, cutting wood. We have a fire pit that we got in December. And so I decided that, it would be cool for the family to congregate in the back and, burn wood and, talk with family and friends or whatever. So yesterday, spent a whole bunch of time cutting wood to the point, it's a new toy, you know what I'm saying? That my wife is like, bruh, enough. Come back in. You're not doing this for, as a career. But anyway, so my wife was watching the R. Kelly special, and about all the allegations of rape. And I gotta say allegations, obviously, because the guy was acquitted. He was charged, but the jury found him not guilty of all charges. So we gotta say allegedly, right? So one of the things that I really noticed in the video was that I saw a lot of lack of accountability on behalf of the parents. I mean, I saw a lot of 14-year-olds and 12-year-olds and, a lot of young girls being thrown into the deep end because, unfortunately, people want, money, they want fame. And sometimes when parents see that the kid has a talent, they only are thinking about the success of the kid, but not thinking about the consequences of what happens when you leave your kid alone with an adult. Happened with the guy that was basically raping other girls in the gymnastics team in the U.S., Dr. Mezer. And, sometimes you basically want to trust professionals, but when it comes to your kids, you wouldn't give the keys to your car to someone that you didn't know and say, okay, here, right? Why would you do that with your children? Doesn't matter how professional they are and what they know and what they can do. Your kids are the most precious possession that you have until they become adults. And so you have to safeguard them from harm because you don't know. The person might be excellent at what they do and an excellent coach or whatever, but you don't know the motives or the things behind that person's, thinking. So one thing that I want to talk about basically is parents' accountability and responsibility. So during the program, which is a long program, she was watching that for hours. Again, I saw a whole bunch of 14 and 12-year-olds. And one of the things that I noticed is that I think that I want to say 3 families. There was a woman that basically got on the phone with R. Kelly and said, hey, listen, remember my name, stay the hell away from my daughter. That's what you do. You're a parent, you protect your kids. Right? There was another couple, I can't remember the name, but they haven't seen the girl according to the thing in about 3 years. And I hope the best for them, because you cannot judge people. I'm just talking about the responsibility and the accountability, right? The aspect of that. Have a great respect for parents. But just because, you're a parent doesn't mean that you're responsible. It doesn't mean because you're a parent you have accountability. And so I'm seeing all these girls and these guys going to malls and picking up these little girls or whatever. And nowhere did I see parents getting involved and say, whoa, where you going? Well, what's going on? Who you hanging out around with? And now, obviously, you have all these people coming and saying, oh, he was a monster. He was this, he was that. But where were you? What was the extent of the involvement that you have throughout that relationship with this grown man? So now, yeah, they accuse him and he did this and he did that, but 80 to 90% of the responsibility of what happened lies in the parents. Moms and dads, come on. Don't get blinded by the fame. The devil comes bearing gifts and giving you things. Nothing is free in this world. So when you see a grown man or a grown person coming for your kids to be friends with a child, like that should just basically set up red flags, like a referee in the NFL throwing yellow freaking, you know what I'm saying, like flags. Like, it's not right. And so the whole thing about allowing your kids to basically do whatever they want is a big no-no. In our society, I have seen parents getting into an argument with their kids, with a 5-year-old, and saying things like, oh, if you don't listen to mommy, I'm gonna call the cops. You just lost all the respect because the kid knows that you don't have any authority. You don't have any power. So guess what? I do whatever I want because you can do anything. You call the cops. What you gonna do? What's good? Another thing, unfortunately in society, you know, we have great safeguards for child abuse. But I think that unfortunately with any system, if you don't guard it, there is the probability that eventually it will become corrupt. The agencies that take care of kids have, you know, it has been well documented that there are kids that have stayed in homes where the kids are being abused, they're being sexually molested, they will be burned, they are being, you know, like abused. And the kids are not removed until the kid dies or the kid runs away. And then you have parents that will basically slap the dog itch out of their kid because they're being disrespectful. The cops call and they remove the kids. It's tough. But I tell you one thing personally, I know that a lot of people say, oh, you know, I don't believe in corporal punishment. I am Dominican. My mother used to beat the living dog itch out of me and my brother. When we act out, oh, we got it. You know what I'm saying? Today, I think that I grew up pretty okay. I'm responsible, got my own place, got my kids, take care of my family, have a good job. You know, I have things that I have done, all the things that you expect of a man to do throughout his progression in life. So I think that it's time for us as a society to take the power away from the state when it comes to children and put it back where it belongs, with the parents. There is a difference between abuse and discipline. And the term discipline appears in the holy books a lot. Discipline is not a bad thing. I'm not, you know, there is a difference between whooping your kid's ass, like, you know, like whooping that ass with your hands in their butt because they acted out. You tell them 3 times, and this is the Monson recipe, you know, when I was growing up. Listen, don't do it. 1, don't do it. 2, the 3rd time you just get effed up. Bang, 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 done. And so that you know that there are consequences to your actions. So before you do something, you think about it, right? So I think that it's very important for parents to understand that they have the power to discipline and correct the behavior of their kids. Your kids don't run the place. They don't pay bills. Another thing, don't give your kids everything they want because all you're doing is creating whiny monsters. You want something, work for it. So again, going back to the point, moms and dads, you gotta basically be more involved in your kids. Like, you gotta know where your kids are at. Where you going? Who you going with? Give me the phone number of the parents. Let me call, let me talk to the parents. Let me see what's going on. You know, like, you just don't let your kid go to someone's house and it's like, oh, here, okay, no problem. See you later. I'll pick you up at 7. Nah, you gotta know where your kids are at all times. If your kid has a cell phone, put a freaking tracking device on that phone. Oh, my privacy. You ain't got no privacy. I ain't got no privacy. You ain't got no privacy. If the police want to know where you at, they call the telephone company and say, yo, can you tell me where this person has been in the last 24 hours? So I got no privacy. But I'm an adult. So I want to know, just like the government wants to know where I'm at all times, I want to know where my kids are at all times. Let's communicate. Tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. Tell me what's going on. Like, where you going? I'm going to a party. Okay. What's the address? What's the phone number of the place? You got to keep that level of communication with your kids. And, obviously your kids are not going to tell you everything. Your kids are never going to tell you the first time they engage, they have sex. Your kids are not going to tell you the first time they probably drink because they're afraid. But if you keep, like a line of communication, if something goes wrong, I assure you that they will be more open to tell you the truth if something happens. So again, parents, you got to be involved, man. Mom, dad, we got to be involved with our kids. You cannot just let these kids run wild, man, because you know what? The consequences for the inexperience of our kids, it can be dire. It can be bad. They can be caught up in a bad situation, you know what I'm saying? Like hanging around the wrong people, and it can be detrimental to their lives because they might just hang out with the wrong people, be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Now your kid is doing time because someone else did something wrong. You gotta know who your kids' parents are, who your kids' friends are. Who you hanging around with? Bring them to the house, I wanna meet them. Who's the person on the phone? Let me talk to them. Doesn't matter if they're embarrassed. Screw that. They're your kids, they're your responsibility. Now, when they're 18 years old, unfortunately, that's an adult, there's nothing you can do. But if they live in the home, in your house, make sure that you have parameters, that you have rules. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean that you're gonna basically be bringing women and men. This is not a hotel, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are rules. And then when they become adults, also, make sure that there are basically chores and that they have responsibilities. Just don't let your kids be on the phone all day, not doing anything. You gotta be a parent. Parents today want to be the friend of the kid. I'm not your friend, bruh. I'm your father. And so you and I are at a different level. Like I respect you because respect is given. Unless you do something stupid and you lose it. I will always give respect to everybody. Whether I know you or not, I would allow you the respect. But the moment you pass me in the wrong lane, or you do something wrong with me, that's it, we're done. Ain't no more respect. I don't want to talk to you. So you have to understand, guys, that even though kids rebel and at the end of the day, kids need discipline. They need parameters. They gotta understand what the rules of engagements are. They need to know at what time they need to be home. They need to know. And kids are always gonna test. They're gonna test and they see how far they can push it. When they push back harder. They talk back, slap the crap out of them. I'm sorry. I know some people are gonna say, well, violence instigates violence. Bullshit. I had never slapped my mama. I had never pushed my mama. Why? Because I am afraid of that woman. She's only like 5'2". I'm about 5'9", 200 pounds. And that woman slaps me, I'll get quiet. True talk. My brother is the same way. That woman talks and he's like, all right, cool. Done. Be quiet. It's all good. I got kids. I'm married. And I respect my mother. Why? Because the respect. And she put the fear of God into us when it came to her. My father, basically, was more laid back growing up. I lost my dad, I was young on the younger spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So, but my father was basically like, he was the one that basically was always there to make you feel okay, that everything was fine. My mother is a monster, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but she is the general. And my father, it was military. You know what I'm saying? Father was 6'5", about 6'5", 6'4". And I remember one thing, this is the only time that my father basically effed me up. I was very finicky, very picky when I was a kid, when it came to food. And so he's giving me this soup, right? And I was like, nah, right? And I pushed the soup, and the soup fell on his chest. And he got burned. And this man picked me up like a rat dog, put me on his lap, and just whooped my behind with those big ass hands. And I'll tell you one thing, I was hurt more to the fact that he had hit me, man. Obviously he hurt like a mother, but I was more hurt that my father had basically hit me. But it proves that even a nurturing man, if you are a good person, like if you're a good dad, like at some point you're gonna say, you know what, it's time for you to get some, punishment is due. If you look in the mirror right here at the corner, you will see the thing that says punishment is due. And so he whooped my ass, man. That was the only time. But I tell you one thing, I never did it again. So coming back again, guys, listen, fathers, be involved with your daughters. Fathers, be involved with your sons. As I stated before in the previous video, a man will never be able to teach a woman how to be a woman. A woman would never be able to teach a man how to be a man. And that's the reason why it's so important for parents to have a united front. Remember the video that I made about, don't use your exes or your kids against your exes as a weapon. Because the kids are very cunning. Kids are very smart. Kids are going to be able to use a situation to their benefits. They see that mommy and daddy are basically fighting. You live in different households. They're going to say something like, well, hey, listen, stop using the PlayStation. Go to sleep when they're with you. And they're like, well, mommy lets me use it until this time. When it's not true. And vice versa. Oh, Papi lets me use it when I'm with him. So you gotta be, you gotta be united front, guys, because the upbringing, the relationship that you have between the two of you, even if you are separated, if you are not together, if you're divorced, even if you're mad at each other, if you show a united front, your kids will know that you're always working in their best interest. They might not look at it as if at that point, but when they grow up and they have their own kids, or they are basically out there in the world, they will say, damn, you know what? This is the reason why they did what they did. And so, guys, don't try to be your children's friend. It doesn't work. It's a recipe for disaster. Because all you're doing basically is fermenting bad behavior, because sometimes you had a rough childhood and you say, oh, I'm not going to do what my parents did to me. But one of the things that I have noticed is that people that go through that are very successful people. There are people that actually have college degrees. These are people that actually are holding down jobs. These are people that are professionals. And so, yeah, you know what? Sometimes parents basically take it to the next level and they might beat your ass or abuse you, or, but think about the outcome. Think about who you have become. So I'm not saying, listen, do the same thing to your kids, but don't go to the extreme, to the other side, that you just want to be their friend. You want to be like their confidant. Nah, man. No. I'm a parent, not your friend. You can talk to you about your friends, about the things that we do, that I didn't give you the Xbox, that you didn't get the iPad, that I didn't pay your phone because your grades were, garbage. Guys, be more involved. Take responsibility. Take accountability. This is something very, very prevalent. Something that is very, very usual on our society, and is that no one wants to take responsibility for their actions. You have someone, they hit a car in the back and they say, oh, it's not my fault, it's your fault. You brake too quick. Don't you know that for every 10 miles you got to keep a car behind so that you have enough space if the person breaks that you don't hit them? Oh, you cut my cable. But when was the last time that you pay your bill? Oh, 3 months ago. Oh, but you should have given me a warning. No, take responsibility. You didn't pay something, you don't get it. Oh, you cut my phone off. Okay. And why was it that your phone was cut? Oh, because you didn't, I didn't pay my bill. Oh, I got a bad grade in school. Did you turn the term paper? Did you turn the research paper? No. Okay. So people, take responsibility for your actions. The only way to be able to have a fulfilling life is by understanding that we have responsibilities. The other day, I'm gonna tell you this. This last weekend, my phone got cut off, and I'm like, I was going to work in the morning, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, the internet is not working. Like, what's going on? Finally realized the date, and I'm like, oh, snap. So I called the company, paid the phone, everything was good. But that's what you expect. Something is not paid, you don't get it. And so what I did was, because now I know that I noticed that I forgot once, I put it on auto pay so I don't have to remember it. I don't have to think about it. So guys, you got to take responsibility for your actions. You got to take responsibility for the actions of your children. And you got to make sure that you are a parent. You're not a friend. I will listen to you if you are in distress, and I will take care of you. But I'm not your friend. Understand that. I'm here to make sure that you grow up, that you are a productive member of society, that you are a good person, and that you understand right from wrong. So again, guys, take accountability for your kids. Don't blame someone else for your shortcomings. And move forward. Understand the good and the bad. Be a good person. And guys, I hope you have a great day. This is Mix, coming at you from Jersey. Holla. Peace.